Capricorn, this is your weekly tarot card reading from Born Without Boundaries Tarot. It is for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising sign. It is Capricorn energy. So wherever Capricorn energy is in your natal chart, you can apply this energy and it comes to you at just the right time. I intentionally don't timestamp it because I know how energy works. So that you know how energy works. It's like throwing a pebble into a pond. Yes, there's that point of initial contact, which is the when it all takes off. And we're going to review the astrology and when all the energy takes off. But when the ripple reaches you and at what magnitude is really dependent upon how you attract the energy or where you are in terms of the space that you're in for when the energy reaches you. So ultimately, there's a lot of fate, which is the drop in the puddle, and then free will, which is your magnetism and where you choose to be, that are going together. And that's how energy works. And so I hope you join me on this reading and enjoy the reading. If you really enjoy the reading, there's always an extended portion of the reading, which I will attach the links down below in the description box, and I will also pin them to the top of the comment section. And if you want to join me for daily tarot card readings, I have a second YouTube channel where I specialize in daily tarot card live chats, and that is called Astrology Motivation. I will attach the link above. It's so much fun. We have great times over there, and I hope that you guys will join me there as well. What else? Talking shop that I have to do. Well, we'll figure it out. Nothing is wasted. Oh, this is good. Jesus. Let's go over the astrology so you know a little bit about what's happening this week. So as you, I'm sure, are aware, this has been a very karmic year for you. A lot of shit has been coming up and, you know, you've had to work really hard. There's been a lot of stress and strain. Really, Saturn has been either in opposition or square to every major energy this whole year. So it really has not been the easiest of years for you, but it has been productive. And that's what I think you will appreciate about, and definitely what you'll appreciate about this week. You actually have a really lovely energy all week, which is this trine to Mars. Fabulous energy. There is nothing that Saturn trine Mars can't get done. There's nothing it can't figure out. The movements or actions that you take this week are really going to be very well received and well contrived. You'll really know how to go about handling the situation at hand, which will help you a lot, because there's like a Sezes square. I hate that word. I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing it right. It's this kind of rough aspect to Mercury in retrograde, and Mercury right now in retrograde is in Libra. So there could be a lot of things that you and especially your partner have to go over in terms of communication. This could even mean talk therapy, some sort of therapy, or, you know, intervention that you guys have. There will be just a sense of a lot of like messages or ideas or a lot of words being thrown about that you have to sort of sort through, and it's retrospective. So it's like, remember when you said this, remember when you said this, could have caused some emotional damage or emotional rift. But the wonderful thing about this energy is that trine to Mars, which means you will be able to put your mind in the right place and be extremely productive in making decisions and getting things done, even without all this stuff coming at you. Nothing is wasted is here, which means you have not wasted time. And I know that time is particularly important for you. Saturn runs time. So it would be something that you are always conscious of, the passage of time. Nothing is wasted. All those experiences, especially the ones that you end up reliving this week because of that connection to Mercury retrograde, you'll start to put it to use. You know, you'll start to see this card for me is like the treasure in the trash heap. That's what it is. You'll start to see, wow, and all this craziness, look at these gems. Or maybe the craziness itself, the trash heap itself, I can put to use for something, for some good purpose. Recycling, repurposing, compost. The beautiful aspect of this week is that you will be able to figure and remain objective enough or pragmatic enough within the toughest of situations to see, well, what can come from this? What can I grow from this? How can I make this useful? It has to do a lot with learning. You see the crown on the vulture's head has to do with a lot of learning and awareness and willingness and openness to learn. This is Aquarian energy, which is got to do with truth and truth seeking. Yeah, let's keep going. So we have the loss of love, or a sense of being diminished, things not working out, or things seeming like they're in chaos, or really just a diminishing of love, a loss of love. So there is some contention that you're looking on here, and trying to figure out, okay, well, what do I do with this? And let's answer that question for you. You see clearly now. Be playful. So this is all air energy. This is Aquarian energy again. This is be playful, which is Gemini energy. And then we have take the lead. Okay. And then we have see the big picture. This is good news. It means that you will definitely be able to be objective enough and remain objective enough this week, Capricorn, to do what's right based on the big picture and not take things so personally. Taking things personally in this energy would really, really just destroy it. But there is such an energy of, I'm not destroying it, I'm doing something with it, because you're able to look at an aerial perspective. Ow, an aerial, oh my God. An aerial point, I know, ouch. An aerial point of view. I apologize for that, guy. Let me say this to you. When speaking to people, because Gemini talks about speaking with people, it is very, very important to keep the conversation light and friendly. And if it's going in a different direction, make sure that you lead it back into the direction of light. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean shallow, but it basically means changing the perspective to the larger picture, right? This sense of, well, where do I see my future? Where do I see my future? That's what I just got. Bring a gentle touch. No, something has not been working out here. Something has been going haywire, and I feel like there is a loss of love. And you're trying to see the purpose in it. Well, let's get you the purpose in it. What is the purpose in it? Capricorn. Okay, somebody's been making you feel like shit about yourself. And I think maybe this week is a lot of it's coming out. Like there's a lot of accusations. There's a lot of really mean talk. Oh, I'm so sorry. This is Virgo energy and Gemini energy. I think that you're trying to see the positive, but you're dealing with somebody who is really ripping into you. And there's a part of you guys that you just like, I can't forgive this shit. You're trying very hard. You are putting your best foot forward. But listen, it takes an emotional toll, right? You've heard the expression, people will forget what you say, but they will not forget how you made them feel, right? That God bless Maya Angelou, who knew how to put the craziest, just like Shakespeare, she could put the most abstract concepts and emotions into words that simple phrases we can all understand. And it's as simple as that. Is like but you remember how somebody made you feel. And that's a problem, because honestly, they made you feel ugly. Somebody has been really, really ripping into you. And I'll tell you, it's intentional. Fuck yeah, it is, dude. Bring a gentle touch, but they ain't been bringing a gentle touch. They have been really undermining and intentionally kind of like passive aggressive. I know, it just hurt. Ow. They've been intentionally passive aggressively with their words. And you know, the expression, sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Yes, they can. And you're trying so very hard to just see the positive, just see how can I build on this. But you know what you're trying to ignore? You're really ignoring this, and it's doing yourself a huge disservice. You are trying to ignore how it made you feel. Congratulations for your effort toward pragmatism, but these words fucking hurt you. They damaged a part of your ability to trust somebody. And this is something that maybe you are dishonoring yourself right now, because you're not allowing yourself to feel what you need to feel to confront the real issues here, which is, I don't see you in the same way anymore, because you talked to me like I was a piece of shit. Am I supposed to forget about that? I can't. So there's definitely a sense of, listen, I'm willing to see the bigger picture here. I'm willing to take steps forward, but you got to be willing to dig down and actually like make this shit up to me. It's not about revenge. It's not about payback. It's 1111. It's 150,000% about when you damage somebody and you harm somebody. If you're not willing to stick around and help them heal, then you don't matter enough to them. In some ways, you still are that person that is willing to hurt them again. Because in some ways, you're still justifying how you behaved to begin with. So you got somebody like this in your life right now. And I know it's very difficult because you're in a situation where you really have got to, you have some sort of obligation. You want to make this work. But you know what, Capricorn? At some point, sometimes you got to turn around and say, this shit ain't working. There's a fine line, Capricorn, and you really need to toe it and see it this week. Fine line between I'm going to be the bigger person and I'm just going to power through the situation and in denial and trying to suppress your own emotions to the point of dishonoring who you are. And that's not the way you heal. You can't heal by dishonoring how you feel, by pretending it didn't happen, or by saying, no, we're just going to move on. Moving on is about healing. Somebody made you feel like shit with their words, and this was intentional. And then we have this, Gemini energy again. You've got to like, and this doesn't have to be a big thing, but this is Virgo Gemini energy. It's coming across. It's got a lot to do with Mercury. What does that mean? Well, Mercury is in retrograde in Libra. This has to do with an intimate partnership in your life. It doesn't have to be with your husband or your wife or your boyfriend or your girlfriend or whatever. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. This is an intimate partnership in your life. And the only way, I'm going to say it again, Capricorn, the only way you're going to be able to fix this is take the opportunity to sit down and talk to somebody straightforward, head on, and get maybe an objective mediator. You know, somebody who's really good at like talk therapy or mediating, and they're not going to kiss either one of your asses. They're going to lay it into you both. And in doing so, really bring you back to, you know, where you need to be to heal. But the only way you're going to heal is by talking to somebody. And that's it. And there is a way back to healing by talking to somebody, but I think this has had a permanent effect or impact on how you feel, how you even look at somebody. It could come to the point, Capricorn, where you can't even look at this person anymore. Because every time you try to look at them, all you see is the hurt they cause. And I'm going to say, you don't trust them. Now, if this is an intimate partner, this is going to cause some major stress, because something that you have to have with your intimate partner is trust. And the trust has been damaged. Now, the good thing is you are absolutely willing. You want to work through this. But it's deeper than your want. It's deeper than pragmatism. It's deeper than just showing up. You have to confront and and be vulnerable and do what you hate doing. Every Capricorn, everywhere. You hate letting your guard down and being vulnerable. You hate it because you feel like, I owe the world more. I have to be together. It's almost like that stoicism that, you know, be a man. Be a man. Don't let him see you cry. You know, and I don't care if you're a male or female, it doesn't matter. What matters is that's just not healthy. You have to be, you have to like let out how you have felt about this situation. It doesn't matter, male, female identity, it doesn't matter. What matters is you're a human and that you feel shit, and you've been doing a great thing trying to honor the bigger picture, but the bigger picture is compromised until you address these fucking details. And the devil is going to be in the details this week. It is because of that awkward aspect to Mercury retrograde. It's like you've got to do a lot of tidying up. You've got to do a lot of cleanup work. You've got to do a lot of administrative work that's built up, built up, built up. And I know you're trying to be generous, but please don't ignore your feelings. Please don't ignore them, because honestly, bitterness breeds corrosion. And if you try to build on this kind of bitterness that you're feeling, happy birthday, Doug Denny. I'll tell you guys what I mean by that. When I say those things, when I say that, I'll tell you guys what I mean in the extended, okay? Yeah, bitterness breeds corrosion. And this could turn to bitterness really badly. It's time to release negative energy. Full moon in Scorpio. You got some pain in you. Pain and suffering. Somebody hurt you deep. And what's more, you might want to hurt them deep, which I think in some ways is you're ashamed of this. You're ashamed of like going to bed at night being like, you know, like, but the only thing you really should be ashamed of is denying your feelings or your right to feel what you feel. You're angry for the right reasons. And it's human to be angry. And it's human to be irritated. And it's human to be vengeful and spiteful and pissed. You aren't above this. You're human just like everybody else. And until you honor that aspect of yourself, this is going to build and breed corrosion within you, and especially within this partnership. This is the main message that you've got to know of right now. It's important because I know your future is important to you. I see all these, you know, these goals, looking at the future. You want it to be great. But what you're not paying attention to is the details and the practical, like the details of how you feel and what's been said. As much as you'd like to ignore them, you shouldn't. Revealing your true self. As you allow others to know the real you, thank you, you'll feel love for who you truly are. Now you are strong, and you are powerful, and you have your shit together. Right? That's you too. Right? And this is really basically saying that ultimately integrity wins out. But your integrity isn't compromised by you also acknowledging those aspects of yourself that are hurting right now. And I feel like people will love you even more if you do. You have this impression of yourself that, oh, I've got to be perfect all the time. I've got to be together because that's the only reason why people love me. And I got to say, no. In intimate circles, I don't know what you do in life, you know, publicly or whatever, but in intimate circles, that is not why somebody fucking loves you. They love you because how you make them feel. And yes, your consistency and reliability and loyalty makes them feel good, but you don't always, you can cry. You can suffer. You can be scared. And what I'm saying is you need to allow that. You need to allow yourself to do it. Increased support, your positive focus and willingness to receive have opened the doorway to an abundance of help and opportunities. What am I telling you? People are going to really love this side of you, right? Because how can somebody help you if you don't let them know you need something. Remember that song, Lean on Me? No one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. Lean on me. No one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. And the less filled you get, like the longer it takes for you to fill those needs, the bigger that bubble gets, and it causes like think of bubbles in concrete. That causes structural, it compromises structural integrity. So by letting that bubble expand and expand and expand, you are compromising the structural integrity of something that is extremely important to you. So if you want the structural integrity to hold up, you got to fill in that bubble. And the only way to fill in that bubble is A, admit that it exists, and B, push it up. Control issues. Utilize your God-given strength and power. Instead of fearing that others may try to control you, you just be. Let's go to the extended, because we're going to dive deeper into that. I love that card. I will see you guys there. The links are right below.